on the wild Atlantic coast of Shetland, and these seas can be some of the most treacherous in the world. It's when you've got conditions like this that it really does make you fear for your life.
Don't worry, we're not going to subject you to any of that nonsense. But if you do want to get a feel for what it's like to sail on a Rife, then join us with a cup of tea and we'll catch you up on our journey sailing around Shetland.
We've been sailing Rife around Scotland over the last few months. We've made our way up to Orkney and continued on to where you find us today. We're currently making our way down the west coast of Shetland, and we want to show you 3 of the places we stopped at to explore and give you a glimpse of what must be some of the most stunning and rugged coastline to be found anywhere in the world.
Ready?
To kick off, we're setting the sails for the first leg of the journey down Shetland's west coast, which should be an easy day sail, though a bit of a headwind and Atlantic swell are expected.
We're out the gate and sailing northwest just to get round this headland. It's a bit of a grey day this morning, but this place is absolutely beautiful.
You okay?
All good?
All good. Time for the boat to get in the wash.
Where we are situated here in Shetland on the west coast, it's right on the edge of the Gulf Stream pushing up. There's been southwesterly winds for the last several days, and that swell has built up from those weather systems coming all the way from Nova Scotia round the bottom of Greenland and then pushing up past Shetland where we are, continuing north to Norway and up into the Bering Sea. So yeah, we've probably a good 2.5 metre swell. Occasionally get one that's a little bit bigger. We met a Swedish sailor a couple of days ago that is on his way to the Faroes. He's only got a smallish boat, so I hope the swell didn't make his journey too uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah. This is the longest 11 miles I've done in a long time. How many miles have you done? About 8 or 9.
I think we'll have done 25. I'm not going to lie, this looks a bit bleak.
I know. Okay.
We've dropped the anchor here in Hamnavoe, and the original plan was to
go ashore in the dinghy, but it's just started chucking it down and the visibility is not great. So we're going to have a cup of tea and we will reconvene and see if the weather clears up. So just on the log and our 11-mile route, we actually did 24 miles today, having to tack into the wind. Felt like a bit of a grueler. Yeah.
It's pretty bleak though.
Yeah, this anchorage is pretty grim.
When we say pretty bleak, I mean like really bleak.
Yeah, we've had a brew and something to eat, and it's actually stopped raining, so we're going to venture out in the dinghy. As featureless as the anchorage is, it is well protected from the wind and the swell, and the holding's good, so leaving your eye there and anchor isn't a worry. It is, however, a couple of hours walk to get to the part of the coastline that we want to see, so come on! There's nothing here! I've come out this way to take a look at this sea cave where the roof's collapsed in, and it's opened up a couple of 100 metres inshore. We're not going down there as it's pretty sketchy, but the tunnel's still clear inside through to the coast, and you can see the swell pushing the water through. No, I really would step back. Yeah, there's nothing supporting that underneath.
Imagine being here the day it collapsed.
Apparently some guy saw it happen. It happened in like 1850 something, and he just crossed it on his horse, and then it just all collapsed behind him.
Can you imagine? You'd be like going out pub that night, wouldn't you? Or putting the water in.
Let's go check the cliffs out and see if we can find where it opens to the sea.
Yeah, so these are the two that go here, and they look speedy.
Quite dramatic.
If I did have a kayak, I'd have to be going there.
Not on a day like this.
So we'll sail past here tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah.
That must be the one that goes through.
Yeah, I think that's the one that goes through. Quite a crazy contrast that you've got. You've got the really bleak landscape of barren moorland on one side, and then that on the other. I think you've got to agree,
That can only be described as utterly spectacular. I've left the drone on the boat, sorry guys.
They like the view.
I know even the sheep like the view.
Okay, we're off again, and today we're heading for the island of Stour. It's only 15 miles down the coast, and the sun's shining, and hopefully it should be nice, easy sailing.
We're heading south past those cliffs where we were last night. We tried getting a little bit further inshore, but due to the height of the cliffs, we keep getting blanketed by the wind, and there's a bit of a weird current coming in and out of the bays that's pushing us onshore as well. So just to keep safe, we've come another couple of 100 meters offshore. So we've got a little bit more wind and we can drive further forward. We're still beating into the wind this morning, but at least we're making way into the right direction today. I think they've taken the clanger out.
Why would they leave a rope here and take the clanger? Am I allowed? Will I get done? Will I get done? Will I?
One thing that stands out in Shetland, other than there's no trees, is the large amount of abandoned buildings in rural areas. And as the population of Stour has seen a sharp decline over the last 100 years, it wasn't a surprise to see it here was no exception. We came across this series of small old watermills, and after a bit of googling we discovered that they were originally built for milling oats, and the original structures are likely well over 500 years old. But they've been left unused for over 100 years and now they're just ruins.
Is this one just the same? Yeah, so that's what was in the other one.
As you can see, they'd have had a wooden paddle at the bottom that drove a stone mill wheel in the top section, and they're still all linked together by a man-made watercourse which is fed from the lock at the top of the hill.
Well, as you can see, today is pretty windy, but it was in the forecast, so we knew it'd be about 30 plus knots all day for about 12 hours. So we had made the decision to stay here for another day, but we're in Stour, we're in the little anchorage. Boat's happy enough on the anchor, we're happy enough, everything seems okay. So it's just a day of rest because we will have a couple of days of long sails ahead of us for the next 2 days and early mornings. So I'm just going to make the most of this. And at least the sun is shining because it could be absolutely pissing it down and miserable as well. So there's always a bonus. Yay, coffee! It's 4:30 and we're leaving early this morning, as the tidal current can make the water between the mainland and the island here a bit turbulent. Even though with time going through here at slack water, the wind will be directly in front of us as we go through this first section. So we're going to leave the mainsail down and motor directly through to keep clear of the worst of it.
Big one. God, that's so good right now. That's a big one. Whoa.
As you can see, as soon as we weren't heading directly into the waves, it got a bit rolly. Once clear of the channel and we could get a good angle on the wind, it was time to get the sails up and head for our final stop in Shetland, St Ninians Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Feels a lot better now, doesn't it? The engine's off and the sails are up. The boat just feels a lot happier, doesn't she?
Seals there. Every time. When you do drag anchor and it's doing that, you'd be ready to throw it overboard, wouldn't you? You'd be like...
We're anchored on the north side of this large double bay, which is a popular place to arrive and depart Shetland by boat from, as it's well protected by pretty much any wind direction, and the view from the beaches and the cliffs are just, well, you'll see. If you've watched us before, then you'll probably know we're really just filming these videos to capture our sailing and document what we'd be doing anyway. But if there's something you'd like to see more or less of, let us know in the comments. We read every message, and your feedback means we could perhaps show you something more interesting.